Hello, everyone. A lot of the sources are focusing on two sets of attacks. One from Russia, one from Ukraine. We're going to break this down. And once again, aside from talking about the content, notice a very pronounced difference in how the two sides report the information. So, let's start with actually the one that took place in Russia in the Belgorod region. According to Russian government and media, Ukrainians have delivered a strike against the Belgorod region. They're saying 5 people were killed, there were 46 injured, there were buildings damaged, etc., etc. As of right now, we have no other sources to confirm the statements by the Russian media and the Russian government. Okay? So I want to make this very clear. Here is why. Belgorod region is one of the border regions. I'm sure you've heard the name many times in the news through the course of this war. Much like its neighbors, Bryansk region, Kursk region, Rostov, etc. It has been used by Russian government and Russian military as a platform to gather and send troops and supplies into Ukraine. It also has been used as a place to park missile launchers and a military airplane to launch attacks into Ukraine. This is not new. So, like other border regions, like Kursk, you have been hearing about, Belgorod basically has become one gigantic military base and has been like that for 2 years. So, why they haven't evacuated every single person who didn't have anything to do with the military out of there is something I do not understand, but that is where things are. Second, so what we have is a video supposedly showing the attack, showing a car being blown up, but we don't know what this video is. There are no references of any kind that allows to ascertain that, yes, this is video from location. Considering how many videos have been filmed by Russians of things happening in the border regions or anywhere else, it could have been within Ukraine, and it's impossible to verify. So far, like I said, we cannot find out. But here's what's suspicious. Anytime Russian governments start flinging phrases like the one I highlighted at the bottom there, that, the terrorist Kiev regime, the West, blah, fucking blah, the more they screech about that, the more suspicious I get about the truthfulness of what they're saying. By contrast, here is the same story reported by Kyiv Independent, which is a Ukrainian source. Right off the bat, at the top, there's a big editor's note. Y'all, we don't know. It's the same thing I've been doing with these. When I don't know everything there is to know about a story, I tell you, folks, let's treat this as a developing story. The information might change, right? Same thing. And they're going over the same things I just told you. Where it is, what they're saying has happened, what is being verified. So, big difference. By contrast, we have specific locations where Russia's attacks have been delivered. We have Chasiv Yar in the Donetsk region. That has been confirmed by Ukrinform, but also, they offered all of the information possible to other sources to verify the story on their own. At least 5 people were killed there. The strike hit a private house as well as a high-rise building. So, and again, most of the stuff that Ukrainians report usually is confirmed by satellite imagery, like within 24 to 48 hours. In addition, there's been a horrific attack in Kharkiv in the playground. And so, again, so if you look at the videos, if you look at kind of the reference points, this location can be identified. And once again, Ukraine never stops anyone from verifying this on their own. Kharkiv, which is the second largest city in Ukraine, has been absolutely pounded and devastated during this war. So there have been numerous wounded in this. And again, just the fact that they hit a playground. And this is not the first one where they hit a playground. Like, what the fuck are you people even doing? But of course, you know, a playground can be rebuilt, the buildings can be rebuilt. The tragic part about it, that a 14-year-old girl was killed, among others. There were 6 other people who were killed. At this point, I think the injured are up to 100. And of course, a bunch of people are homeless now. More people are homeless. So they will need to be rehomed, taken care of, treated for shock, treated for injuries, and so on and so forth. The F-16 crash is still under investigation. Folks, I asked you nicely yesterday, if you are gonna gloat about it, just don't. Go do it somewhere else or not at all. Doesn't look good. And some of you apparently don't understand the direct request. Obviously, those comments were not posted because I will not play that game. So what's going on with this? One of the possible causes that had emerged is friendly fire. Talking about a potential collision with a missile from a Patriot system. As we know, there's several Patriot systems that Ukrainians are using for air defenses. So, considering what a massive attack it was we're dealing with, Patriots were, of course, on full alert and functional. And so if they scrambled the F-16s at the same time, in all of that mess, not impossible. But again, nobody freak out. Let's find out what actually happened. Okay? Meanwhile, in Russia, and their best friend, oh my God. So basically, Putin gave Kim Jong-un 24 purebred horses in exchange for artillery shells used to murder Ukrainian civilians. Like some kind of a king or a czar or something. Those kinds of deals used to be fashionable among the European royalty. This story has been circulating in multiple Russian and Ukrainian sources, so I found one that has English language coverage, because this goes back to the point that I've been trying to make before when I said that Russia is going to regret signing on criminals to fight in Ukraine. Here's why. Because, you know, all these rapists, murderers, thieves, etc. are going to go, and they will be put in this situation where they can indiscriminately do whatever they want. And then if they survive, they go home and they get bored. And then what happened? Well, just as predicted, this man, Artem Buchin, is suspected of killing a 28-year-old woman and her daughter after returning from the war in Ukraine. He was already sentenced to 20 years in prison back in February of 2023 for another murder charge. He was pardoned, like so many Russian criminals, because he signed up to go to Ukraine. He went to Ukraine, probably murdered a bunch of people there, came home, and committed 2 more murders. And now he's on the run. He's out there on the loose somewhere, looking for more fun to have. This, people, is when you make your own bed and now you have to lie in it. Lesson to you, Russia.